What are the signs of drug dependence? In the beginning, the user can disappear for unexplained periods of time. They can have excuses for absences or unexplained absences altogether. They could be missing work, school, sleeping in. These are signs that there's something happening in their life. When they're using, they tend to be friendly and warm and full of love, and when they're withdrawing, they feel irritable, agitated, and anxious. They could be sweaty, have tremor as well, difficulties concentrating. The main thing about dependency, though, is that there's cycles of abstinence followed by cycles of using. So they can abstain for a period of time, they try to quit, for example, but they just can't maintain it. There's some sort of stress, something happens in their life, and they end up using again. The withdrawal syndrome as well is a big trigger for people to use again. So if they try to quit, they might get through the first few days, feel like very uncomfortable, they're going through like a terrible flu. That's the best way to describe what withdrawal feels like. It's worse than that. I can speak about that personally. But in the situation, they're feeling very unwell, and the quickest way to get rid of this is to use again. So this is what I mean by the cycles. The best way to avoid this altogether is to go into long-term treatment, but that is the subject of a different question. So to summarize, the signs of drug dependence can be in their everyday life that things are becoming impaired by unexcused absences, lying, inconsistencies. They can have cycles of irritability and joy. They can be very loving at times when they're high and happy, but when they're not using and going through withdrawal, it's completely the opposite, with discomfort, irritation, irritability, and more. And finally, the end stages is that they can affect their long-term health. Their intelligence can be affected. There can be impaired performance at school or at work. And this is just some of the examples that I can think of at the top of my mind.